Here's something that I didn't expect. I run an AI automation agency where I build voice agents and automation workflows for clients where it will actually bring value to their business. And the tool that I think I couldn't live without is not the one that I actually sell to those clients. It's the one that I use to build everything else, and that's Claude. I've been using it every day for months, and I want to show you exactly what it's like. I want to show you the good, the bad, and the updates that Anthropic have just brought out that I think actually matter. Quick context on why I think my take is worth your time. So I'm not just a developer reviewing a development tool. I'm a solo founder who builds AI systems for businesses. I use Claude to help me build these systems for my clients, to manage the systems behind my business, and help me ship things faster than I ever could using anything else. So if you were wondering whether this is worth your attention as someone who builds with AI or as someone who runs a business using AI or wants to use AI, then I think I am the right person to answer that. Okay, so what is Claude? Think regular chat assistant, so your ChatGPTs, your Copilots. It's a predictive model, so it sees the line you're writing and it just suggests what comes next. It can be helpful, but it is limited. Claude is something different. It can read the files in your workspace at the start of every session, so it's getting that deep understanding of your business and what you're trying to do. When you're trying to build things, it checks to see if things are working, and when they don't, it makes those adjustments. So it's an agent, not just a helper, and I think that distinction is really important. Let me give you two examples of how I use it most in my business day to day. So the first thing I do is I use it to help me build N8N workflows. And if you don't know what N8N is, it's basically a really powerful automation tool where you can drag and drop nodes in order to build those automations for your business. Now, before, it would take me hours, even weeks sometimes to build one automation, whereas now I can just speak to Claude in plain English and it can help me build this really quickly and make the adjustments where before it just wasn't clear to me what was going wrong. I remember the first time I ever used it for this use case, and I just sat there for a second because my mind was blown. I built an automation that before took me weeks. I built it in a couple of hours, and that just changed the game for me. The second thing is helping me manage the systems behind my business. I have a workspace where my Claude loads at the start of every session, so it's getting a deep understanding of my business context, what my goals are, who my clients are, my current priorities. It knows who I am and what I'm trying to achieve, and that's really powerful. And here's what that actually means for me day to day. I'm not starting the day from zero again. I just load the workspace that has all my context in, and I can just hit the ground running straight away. Claude helped me build that system, and that's the thing that's keeping me sane running a business on my own. Now, Anthropic ran a big event last week, and here's some of the things that came out of it that I think actually matter. So one of these things is they came out with a new feature called Outcomes. So here's what it does. You write a rubric as to what looks good for the task that you were trying to do. The agent goes away and does that task, and then a separate agent looks at the output and grades it against that rubric. If it's not good enough, it just does it again automatically, iteratively making it better. Think of it like having a quality control layer for each of the tasks you're doing. One agent does the task and a separate agent grades it. And for someone who's doing everything solo, that's actually a really big deal. Second thing is the multi-agent orchestration. What this means is you start with one complex task at the top. You can then spin up separate agents who all work on different parts of that problem and break it down into smaller parts, working on it in parallel in order to achieve that result. And then we have the new dreaming feature. It's a scheduled process where Claude reviews your past sessions with it. It pulls out patterns in how you work and then uses that in future sessions to make it better. The agent gets better at helping you specifically over time. Now, all these features are still in the early stages, but the direction is clear. What genuinely impresses me with Claude is the depth of understanding that it actually has. So whereas most AI tools, they're good at isolated tasks. So say you have ChatGPT's new image model is good at generating these images, or you have another one that's good for voice agents. Now, what Claude does is it has a whole picture of what you were trying to do and some of the SOPs within your business. This, in the end, is going to help you work more effectively rather than going back and forth to different tools at once. You can do everything in this one workspace. It understands what you're trying to do on the project level and not just the task level. And to me, I think that's really valuable. The speed in which you can work is now the biggest difference. Rather than having to go back and forth with different files, everything's now in one workspace that Claude Code can just refer to as soon as a session is loaded. Claude Sonnet 4.6 scored a 79.6% rating on SWE Bench Verified. This is the standard test for real-world coding tasks where a model is given a problem within a code base and it needs to fix it with no hints. Now, all my problems haven't just gone away. Like there are still things that frustrate me. One of these being the token limits. So you can find yourself deep in a task, you've been working away at Claude Code for a couple of hours, then all of a sudden you've reached the token limits. That means you've just been stopped in your tracks and the task that you were just doing has to wait 2 hours until the tokens refresh. Now that can really impact your workflow, and the only way to get around that is to buy the upgraded plan, which of course costs more money. So if you're deep in a task, that can be genuinely disruptive. And the other thing is that there is a learning curve. You don't just start Claude Code having all the context of your business and all the knowledge that it needs. You need to build that up over time. And the more you use it, the more it gets better, but you have to start right at the start. So you have to give it the right context. You have to give it the right knowledge about your business, the right things that you want it to use. You can't just treat it like a chatbot. Just treat it like a new colleague that you need to offload all this information on, and then it can work for you like that. These are not deal breakers, but they're real things that are worth knowing before you step into Claude Code. So who is this for? If you're a solo founder who's building AI products for businesses like myself, if you use it in the right way, then it can be invaluable to you. If you're a developer who's been living in different editors, then give this a go. Like, it's worth trying. It's worth trying something different. It's a different mental model, but I think it'll be worth it. And even if you're just a normal business owner who's not building any softwares, then give it a try. You don't have to be building software to get value out of this. You can use it to compile your meeting notes, plan out new projects, connect the tools that you already use, and just eliminate those manual tasks that were eating up your time through the day. The learning curve is real, but it's not the technical knowledge that you need. You just need to learn how to give clear instructions. And if you've heard the name and wondered what all the fuss about, I hope this gives you a clear picture. This is what this is all about. I'm going to keep making content about the AI tools and strategies that actually move the needle for businesses, and subscribing means you won't miss it. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next one.